From London boy to international superstar, BBC2 now devotes an evening to the life and career of Citizen Caine. Favourite films, his movie acting masterclass and the odd frank tribute, all to come, introduced by Britain's nosiest neighbour.
My name is Michael Payne. Not a lot of people know that. Now, it has come to my attention that over the years, people have found it humorous. Yes, that's right, humorous to impersonate my voice. Well, quite frankly, I've had enough. It's not as though I've got any obvious vocal mannerisms or tics. I bloody well don't. It's not like I bleeding well shout 1 minute and then talk very slowly and quietly the next. Oh no. And now I really must go, because the so-called vegetarian who lives at number 34 has just returned home from the shops with what looks suspiciously like half a pound of back bacon and a sheep's head in her bag. Sometimes I despair of the human race. I really do. Now listen to me and pay attention, because this is what's coming up tonight. At 9 o'clock, The Man Who Would Be Caine. At 9:50, acting in film. At 10:30, hold on tight, it's Get Carter. And at 12:20, The $1 Billion Brain. Oh yes.
There's further information on Michael Caine's life history and the path to his international stardom at www.beeb.com.
I don't think you can break people's hearts. People break themselves.
Succumbing to infatuation.
I wanted to see you. I couldn't stop thinking about you.
My wife! Your daddy! Why should they do this to us?
It's out of control.
Taking risks.
Oh!
He killed those women.
The only one he really wants to hurt is me.
She was mine!
Getting hurt.
I'm in love with you.
The first in the Obsession season of films, tomorrow at 10 on BBC2.
Just typical. BBC2 screens a special evening with Citizen Caine and someone starts taking the Michael.
Having spent many years in the false environment of Tinseltown, it was only natural at some point that I would pine for a return to the land of my birth. Oh yes. I wanted my family to experience working class life in England as I'd known it. To this end, I bought a selection of top-notch restaurants. Not that I've lost touch with my roots. I bloody well haven't. Oh no. For instance, I come in here every day for a good old-fashioned traditional English fried breakfast. There we go. Lovely. Okay, run along, girls. You've done very well. Packer. Hold up. Oi! Where the bloody hell is my caviar? You know I can't eat this mutt without some decent caviar. Oh, Lord. And this is not dar bleeding jailing. Coming up next, loves, acting in film. I'm having a right laugh. Can I get you anything, sir?
Are you taking the bleeding Michael? Because if you are, I shall stick my boot where the sun don't shine. It's tossers like you that really piss me off. Is that clear?
Now, you listen to me. Listen to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, you're a big man, but you're in bad shape. And to me, it's a full-time job. Now, behave yourself.
I will.
Thank you very much. And coming up, a right blinding double bill featuring Get Carter and $1 Billion Brain.
Michael Caine is Harry Palmer in $1 Billion Brain here on BBC2 next.
I don't think you can break people's hearts. People break themselves.
Succumbing to infatuation.
I wanted to see you. I couldn't stop thinking about you.
My wife! Your daddy! Why should they do this to us?
It's out of control.
Taking risks.
Oh!
He killed those women.
The only one he really wants to hurt is me.
She was mine!
Getting Hurt.
I'm in love with you.
The first in the Obsession season of films, tomorrow at 10 on BBC2.
Back to Citizen Caine now on BBC2, reflecting on a life in cinema.
You know, it would have been very easy for me, over the years, to accept any old rubbish simply for the dosh. But I'm not like that. Oh, no. You've only got to look at some of the work I've done to realise what a major force I've been in the field of challenging cinema. I'm talking about such masterpieces as Blame It on Rio, The Swarm, and, of course, Beyond the Poseidon Adventure. Need I say more? And, you know, I feel I've contributed in my own small way to the whole craft of film acting. Because by standing on an upturned milk crate outside Michael Winner's window, I was able to study a genius at work. And this enabled me to postulate my own theories about film acting, which can be summed up as follows. 1, do nothing. 2, smoke large cigars. 3, earn bundles. And 4, move abroad at the earliest available opportunity. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. And good night, Mr. Micklewhite.
My earliest memory of the BBC was in 1956. I was playing a small part in The Corner's Green. I think I was on for about 2 seconds. I always remember the smell of the corridors, the smell of the 50s. I was paid £30. Radio was much more incisive, much more direct. I remember one poignant moment when Tommy Handley was one of the great comedians at the time. It was a Sunday afternoon. This very BBC voice came on and said, Mr. Thomas Handley, comedian, died this afternoon. Very powerful. I loved the recording days. That's what I always liked about the BBC. It was a very fast, disciplined process. You had to beat the clock. You had to be very precise in what you were doing. You know, it certainly helped me to become a movie actor. And I like comedy. I like fast, swift comedy. My favourite BBC programme was Only Fools and Horses, one of the best programmes on television. I love comedy.
Weather news now on BBC2 from Michael Fish.
Hello there. We've been feeling the full force of nature in the last day or so, as you may well have seen on the earlier news. We've seen floods in Wales and blizzards in Scotland. Now, it's hardly surprising about the floods in Wales. Just look at that, 346 millimetres of rain in the last few days. That's, some 13 inches, 14 inches almost. So it's hardly surprising there are real problems there. As for the blizzards, they've been coming along in these strong easterly winds to the north of that area of low pressure. To the south, it's very different. It's mild and it's been pretty showery too. It looks as if in the next few days, though, the cold winds are going to win, at least for a while, and the really unsettled weather transferring there into the Mediterranean. Now, at the moment, for the rest of the night, it's Scandinavia and Russia where it'll be pretty cold with a widespread frost. But in the nights ahead, it does look as if the frost extends westwards, and certainly around about Monday and Tuesday night, it's a pretty chilly picture for most parts of Europe. As for the weather, unsettled once one gets about north of the Alps, something like that, rain, sleet or snow scattered around in most places, and then that unsettled weather with the showers transferring down to the central part of the Mediterranean early in the week. So for the north, it's mixed really, still fairly mild, although a bit chilly, but not cold really for the time of year in Helsinki and Moscow, and then somewhat warmer to the south, but with those showers beginning to break out. So let's zoom in on the British scene. Here's that weather front, the dividing line. It's producing some outbreaks of rain, sleet and snow, and it'll continue to do so as it heads on southwards during the next 24 hours or so. So we're going to have frost coming and going in the next few nights, then a little milder interlude, and then it looks as if we could well have some frosty nights back again towards the end of the week. So we pick up that weather front, moving southwards during the rest of the night, some outbreaks of rain, sleet on it, snow on the hills, getting down to southern Scotland and Northern Ireland by the end of the night. Behind it, as skies clear, a widespread frost and some icy patches on the roads. In the morning, we're going to find that rain, sleet and snow in southern Scotland, Northern Ireland, working its way further south during the course of the day, allowing this brighter weather to follow in behind it. And in the more southern parts of the country, after a bright start, is going to get increasingly cloudy with showery outbreaks of rain. There could be some sleety bits mixed in with that over the Chilterns and Cotswolds before the day is out. Getting colder from the north, but for most of the day at least, still mild across the south. High pressure then coming in for Monday, still some north in the wind, so it will bring some wintry showers in along that eastern coast, but for most places early frost and late frost, and then a bit of a chilly day, but at least dry with a fair amount of sunshine. And then another active weather system coming in from the west during the course of Tuesday. We start with the high pressure, we start with the frost and the fine weather, but then it's going to be turning wet and very windy during the course of the day. Some quite heavy rain, and that rain preceded over the hills at least by sleet or snow. And then the northerly winds come back around the middle of the week, bringing wintry showers chiefly to northern and eastern areas. That's all for now. A very good night.
BBC News 24 is over on BBC One now. Here on BBC Two, a break before heading into Learning Zone territory and GCSE bite-sized maths in 50 minutes.